Well, we've got a visitor at New Durham Junction. It's been up to Heaton Yard to get repaired, and it's currently calling through New Durham Junction on its way down to Beatonhoff. I hope you're pleased with it, David. Nice to have a visiting loco here at New Durham Junction. Huh. Even Mr. Grimm approves of it. Cracking. Absolutely cracking loco. Nice to have it a visit. Cheers, David.
Oh, hi, I'm Dave. Welcome back to Beatonhoff Junction. Well, you've got me playing with a Christmas goodie that shouldn't be on the layout, so yeah, we won't tell the other half that this is out. But yeah, welcome back. It's been a few months since I've done an update video. Not much has really changed, apart from a few bits that the last 2-3 weeks have been put into final section, but we'll go on that in the update. So as you can see, I've got most of the, well, all the trains that I have out. I'm just making sure to see what it will look like when it's all done ish. So with that, we will I think we'll get on with the update. Back in a sec. So we're off the tripod. As I said, Pendolino there is a purchase of my father-in-law for Christmas. Just thought I'd get her out to see what it would be like, obviously, on these curves, as I think that was 4th, I think that one's 4th, I think that one's 3rd, and then this is a bit of a mixture of flexi track for there, and then I think that's a 3rd radius and a 3rd radius. So obviously, if there are new people to the channel, I'll briefly go over this part of the layout. So this will all be hidden underneath a town scene. Bit of track foot over there. This pen line here represents of where it'll finish, the town scene, and then obviously this will be the station section. So all of this will be hidden. There will be a breaker about here to hide these 2 points, and obviously this curving away. So as I said, this will be the town scene, so that it'll be all hidden away. Just wanted to make sure that obviously the clearances between the coaches, with obviously the Pendolino swinging in out a bit more than the others, but she seemed to cope pretty fine. So obviously I will be hopefully getting another one, so I'll have 2 on the layout, one on the up line, which I think will be this set of double tracks, and one on the down line. So obviously, as the Pendolino is more of the outswinger, and I think more of the longest running locos I have, they will be that one on that one running. And then obviously, if for whatever reason in the station I may have a loco parked up here and here. I've only put it like this just to represent that if, I think this is what, 4 cars at the minute, no, 5 cars, sorry. So if I have another 2, obviously it might be a bit down here, but I just wanted to make sure that the Pendolino would go around easily without me having to come in and interfere with the board being across here. So as I said, that'll be the up line, this will be the down line, and then this is obviously the branch line. The siding over there and the siding here, this one will be more of a not so much used platform on the station, although there might be like a network rail loco of some sort parked here, or some rolling stock of some kind, not necessarily for storage, but to just sit there. I know my local station at Wrexham, out of the station as if you're heading towards Shrewsbury, there's two platforms, and on the inner one towards the main, I think it's platform 6, I think it is, there's like a rail track train normally sat there, just left until it's used. So I might incorporate that idea in here. Obviously the buffer stop there, obviously I'll get more prototypical buffer stops, and then this one here was the intention of having a single car, double car, or 3 car DMU, EMU, whatever, to come in here and then like obviously shuttle off, or if we have a steam loco visiting, obviously it can come off that point there, come in here, and then go into that bit of a side in there. I will be putting a water tower of some sort to make it look like this was all steam, obviously through the steam period, and then obviously the station's getting more modernised as we go along. So obviously that's for this platform and the backs. Although this one will be called platform 1, it won't be used by the passenger services, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that will be the 7th. So then obviously the station building will be here at some point, and then it'll have again like a walkway coming down and then spreading over. So walkway onto that one, that one, that one, and then a small one onto this one. And then obviously this being at an angle here, there will be a retaining wall to hide, and then there'll be like a small little road system that comes off and then widens off again and then just disappears into the distance. The same again with this bit, although these won't be, I'll be using the red bricked retaining walls for all this side. Originally I thought of putting all these along the back, which would give me something like that, but then I thought, well, to add a bit of an interest, if I angle them coming along on the line, and then possibly making this into like a network. So I think about by here, or might be on that one, the inclined retaining wall coming down, a little road system going off, and in making this into a bit of a network rail yard, where things go on, and then obviously a road will go along the back and then disappear. Obviously with the tracks hanging at the minute, I still need to get the point for that one and the point for that one, because obviously they'll be going into one. I still need to do the board for that as well. I haven't had a chance. But obviously to hide that, I will have a motorway bridge of some sort to try and hide. It might be even closer, say from here, going along at an angle, and then a few trees at the back, and just put a board over the top of it to make it, you know, look like it actually disappears somewhere. This, although there will be a point along here somewhere, I'm not too sure where, to obviously feed into this, to go into that one. This side here, I'm not 100% sure on yet. Obviously I haven't really got trains running, so I think this will just be left as it is, blank for now, until I can think of something to go in there. Obviously the whole plan was for this here, obviously for that motorway bridge to go across there, was also to hide point work that will go around and into the TMD section, which will sit just about here, which will be a removable section from the layout, hopefully, fingers crossed, to go on to exhibitions. So they'll go down the inclines which I have there. There's one pack, and the other pack is there, which was a purchase I had quite a few months ago. I think it was two months ago. So they'll go down into the fiddle yard, which is there, around, down to connect these lot, and then obviously up and then onto that side of the section. So going from here, as I said, there'll be a scenic break. There'll be some form of, I was hoping, a canal scene, possibly may change, but as they're on an angle, they're going to come in all three tracks, sweeping in over the bridges. These will be being used on this side. I just need to cut down, I think it's 3, there you go, where, oh, let's break it, where that pen line is there, that's how much I need to cut off. So obviously on these Metcalfe kits, these bigger bricks at the bottom represent, but what I'll do is I'll just stick some foliage and bushes down the bottom to make it look a bit more overgrown and make it look like it was there for a while. So they'll go through, they'll kind of split out a bit, as by here, if I can just move this bit of scenery into the right place. Now obviously this was a part of the old Beatenhof layout that I got from Chester Model Railway Club. As I liked the landscape, I've managed to salvage it quite a lot. Now obviously this was butted up to this, but my plan and thinking is to join that up there and then have the road bridge going over a single, a double, and then a single, and then disappearing off. So obviously the 2 main lines and the branch line will go in through a tunnel down the inclines. There will be the heritage line at the top, which may be slightly a bit, I'm not sure yet, whether it might be a bit lower down or at the same level as the main running lines. That'll run along the back there, and then start, I think, somewhere along here, along the inclines at the top, more or less, I think, to where that line of mortar is there, which will be, if I can try and get it, that board there. I have tried to play around with it. It might be 3. I think I'm going to get 3 coaches in. I think 4 is going to be too much of a push on this section anyway. That side might be okay on that platform, but limited space here. And then obviously to tie it in, I'll put a few point works and an engine shed and such there. And then to follow on the scenery here, it'll go over, and then I'll have a farm up the top here, and then a little lane coming down, connect to this road here, and make this look like it actually goes somewhere. And then tie in that section, and then obviously put a fascia board in. And then, as I said, the TMD will be somewhere along here, and then that'll have its own section. So the main the main thing of what I have been doing is now actually finally pinning all of these into place. So from there to the row of joins here, for them two, these two, and this one, it's all pinned down now. I am at the stage on a few where I think these ones along here and on there, I will be taking the pins out, moving them back 1 or 2. I think I might just move them back 1, take out the sleeper of where the pin is now, and then solder the wires. Obviously, the intention was to solder them underneath the track and do track spacing. And with seeing of how long it took Tim over Exeternal Area and Jamie over at Penny Junction, yeah, I don't really want to take on that task. So I've just, although I'd like to for more realism and all the rest of it, but the time that I think it takes, I don't really want to be cutting up track sleepers and trying to respace them. So I just straight out the packet, laid them down, and then I'm at this stage. So yeah, they'll be getting soldered underneath there, and then I'll just move that HST. For here, I'll do the same, where I'll take I might take that one back again, or this one, whichever, and I'll do the same again. So that's where I'm currently at with that. And then also I was experimenting with, if some people have been looking at the Bietenhof Junction Facebook page, using matchsticks for the super elevation, which I'll put some pictures in now to show you. Which, to be fair, does actually look quite good, just for the video purpose. That's the effect I'm going for. So obviously it'll be on these two, them two. That one won't have it. This one will. That one won't. Ish. I might. No, I'll leave that one. Leave it as is. But same with the other one. Obviously, the only thing I've got is it starts at the edge-ish of the platform. And obviously, as they're going round, as soon as they get to, I think, about there, I want to bank it that way. So I think the matchsticks are going to have to go to about here. I might have to use some plastic card or some similar stuff to thin it out, so it's a smooth transition. And then as it goes out, hopefully, if I can get the point work right, the point work might start somewhere around here, and then just as it goes round, just do a small little elevation, only by, I think, a foot, or even less than a foot. So I think the first port of call is to pack away all these, and I will come back to you when I'm doing or done some wiring. So I'll video me packing them away, and we'll be back when I'm finished. So now with everything gone, obviously these two are here just for the rail joiners and me pins, just so I can, if I'm working in one section, I can go right, move it here, move it there. So they'll be staying put as they are. Obviously still a bit messy, but we'll, when I put the camera down, I'll tidy that up. So I'll be working this side first. Obviously these 2 points here have insulated rail in the middle. Obviously that's why I want them hidden, just so they don't, nobody can see them basically. So we will get back to it in a minute. So after a few hours of wiring, we have a set of droppers there, nothing on this end so far, but we do have a pair there, and there. Also, I have glued in the matchsticks along up to there. On that one there, just for that point, I think I might just carry it on slightly, a little bit. I've drilled the hole for the frog on that point and the hole for the point motor. This piece of track here, although this one is pinned down, I'll be waiting for an electro frog point for here, although I have drilled the hole for that one. Obviously I need the frog, so when I receive the point, I'll drill it in and set that in, and then fill off all that and then pin all that into place. So obviously the next protocol is to wire and finish off that section, which if we go underneath the board, you should just be able to see a few of the wires coming through. There's more on this side. There, the bus wire will be running along underneath the centerpiece here, so that's why there's some longer than others, just for the fact of that, and it'll make it a bit more easier to get to the wiring in that case. So as you can see, it's a bit of a mess. I've also started thinking about the motorway bridge, although that's slightly how it'll want to look. I have taken into consideration the overhead power cables I'll have them running through, so I'm not sure if this is actual prototypical height or whatever, but obviously I think this, I'll make the base of it up, and then obviously for the legs I'll have to get in the catenary and all the rest of it, and then hopefully that'll be the last thing to go into place. With early in the video saying this, I'm not sure what to do with this. I think I might just make it more, instead of having the network rail bit over there, I might put that over here. So put a point in, I think by here, running along there, and then possibly a point there to split it off, come in, and then there'd be two disused sidings along here with the port cabin and whatever else, and then obviously the road that's going to come along here with the retaining wall just slope down for a small little road, just for a single, if I can find it, just for a single flatbed network rail, and then obviously keep the road, and then just disappear here and then put an embankment and some trees just to hide this corner piece, and possibly do the same there, make it about here, cut it, and put some tunnel bridges of some sort, or I might just bring it up to here, and then obviously this will be all in darkness, and then it'll follow on nicely. So on previous update, I was waiting for track. I now have a pack of concrete and a pack of wooden sleepers, so that'll keep me going for the fiddle yard. And then also today, what I've been doing, or what I've done and finished, is I've now put the Bietenhof sign on a board. I've styled it more of a picture frame, so it's got battening around the edging, and then where there's screw lines there, the plasterboard is, all I've done is I've put a little piece of wood there, and then that's all it sits down. So if I take it off, there it is. And then obviously I'll be adding pictures to this when I meet people or whatever else. So that'll be, I can see that getting filled up quite quickly, and then I might ask for another one to be produced for that side of the layout and fill that one the same way. So that's really the progress of what I've done today. It's taken practically all day to do all this. I filled in as well all the hot joins with the sleepers, although I haven't done this one just yet because the glue's still drying on the matchsticks, and the wiring's there as well. Obviously, like I said in the video before, I'd be putting the droppers underneath the track. The only sections now that will be on the outside the rails is under this part here, but this will all be hidden. So as soon as all of this is wired, soldered and all the rest of it, the boards for the town scene are all there, then four, and then I will make up the struts. One thing I am thinking of doing is in the middle for these parts here, to section them off from, so you can't see underneath, is I will be putting some 1mm plywood along, and I'll just be putting some brick sheet paper, or I might just paint it black on all of them to make it more of a tunnel. And the same for this section here and along this bit here. So that's really it, guys. Hopefully now with the recent purchases, I've also got a Class 68 TransPennine Express coming in the post shortly, which will be another Christmas present off the other half, and that will look good on the layout as well. And then obviously buy the Mark V kits from a Curious sale, which I think I might get 2. Seems a bit ambitious, but yeah, I might buy 2. And then I've only got, hopefully, from what I've heard, Dapple might be or releasing the Class 68 in TransPennine Express some point next year. So, but it'll be a later edition version. So I'll get that when it comes out, and then I'll have two TPs running. Hopefully the Pendolino, I'll have another one. I've worked out for the one I've got, I need 5 more coaches. So if I get 2, that's 10 coaches. The five coaches I might be able to get for Christmas, bits and bobs. Obviously, before any of the ballast and all the rest of it goes down, got to make sure that the trains run well. So the idea or the plan is before Christmas to get all the track laid, or at least some of it laid, running, wired. Obviously, this section here is all going to be raised off the baseboard. So I'm going to have to draw out a plan for the track and where it's going, and then obviously for where the bridge section's going over, that'll have to be raised up, and so will all this. But then obviously I can't put this in for before, well, I'll have to do the main tracks first and then come to the branch line. The idea was underneath these bridges the road would come up and then make its way up slowly and connect with the roads that go across here. So hopefully I can try and kit bash that to make it all flow, which will be really good. I think if you can try and imagine the road coming up slightly, making it level with the track for a little bit, and then going up, meeting the bridge. I might, where it opens up slightly, putting it like where there's a metal fence and a bit of a pulling section where like people have been pulling up and taking videos of locos going past, and I might make a little scene there somewhere along here. Also, I won Stuart at Valleybrook 2's competition, and there is the crane there. That will be sat on the heritage line up there, weathered, and to make it look like it's been heavily used. And yeah, that'll look quite nice. I might watch some people's weathering techniques and all the rest of it. I've obviously, with the 300 subscriber giveaway video, there's everybody's prizes there. I will be sending them in the next few days. Hopefully I've got everyone's address, and I just need to make sure that they're in the right boxes and that I wrap them up so that they don't get damaged, because that's the least I want. And also the point work for the fiddle yard. I've kind of come up with a diagram for how I want it to look, or how it will fit. Some of the lines underneath, I think halfway, may have to come in slightly back down to so many, and then go through around here and then open out again. So there might be a line or two off each that go into one, go around, because obviously underneath the corner there, with the way the corner is going to go, that leg's in the way, and I think it's going to be a bit too tight to try and squeeze everything in. So I'll try and bring it all in and have it all nicely stored. But then also I need to work out that if, like, the Pendolino at the minute is just 4 cars, so that with the 5 I get, that will be 9. So obviously that'll be on the main line up, one on the main line up and one on the main line down. So I'll need to work out which I think is probably going to be one of the centre tracks that it's going to have to sit on while it's parked up. And then obviously the outer ones on both sides will have to come in to make the way around the bends, as I said. So that will be, obviously the board here is for this middle section here, but there's no leg there, so I need to work out a batten or 2 from there to sort that out. Unfortunately, the only bit of battening that holds up the plasterboard is one there, which goes along the top, and then obviously one along the bottom. So somewhere along it might be possibly there. Obviously I'm not going to be able to screw one onto there, but I might just put a little T-junction metal clip. So that's really the update for, well, I'd say August. It's been a slow few months with trying to work out stuff, what I need, cost and all the rest of it, and whether I'd be happy with the plans that I've come up with as pictured. I'm quite looking forward to how they're going to look out with the trains running. I have noticed that line there is a bit spongy. I might see if I can put another track pin in there somewhere. That one's the same. That one's not too bad because it's got the track pin there. And the same with that one. But them two there I might have to have a look at. And then obviously the platforms, which are there before I put all these scale model scenery platform kits over them. I'll sit them all in, and then when I've got strings running, just to make sure that they don't clip the sides or anything. If they do, we'll have to try and cut away at them, I suppose. I could have done MDF or plywood platforms, or even the Metcalf kit one that I'd made previously, but I did find that making that kit was a bit of a nightmare, and if you didn't get the lines true, your trains are always catching it, which is something I have learned off the previous layout. So that is where we stand. Although, where are you? There is a platform from the old layout which will sit here, and then obviously the ramp at the end, but that won't be two. That'll just make it look like, as I said, the old part of the platform station. And so yeah, this is going to be my main focus when we come to scenics, because as I think I've mentioned previously, I've already know what's going along here. It's already mostly set out. Obviously these bits are going to be after raised and all the rest of it, but it is this side, apart from here, so technically from there all the way this way, is sorted. It just needs some time to sort out, but I think I'll have that done pretty quick compared to this side. So as I said, this is going to be my main focus. One thing I was thinking of as well was obviously to hide the bit of wood at the back there, was just to get a small piece of 1mm ply, go along the back end, and then sort it out. But I will leave it at that, guys, and we will see you in the next video. So bye for now.